Open your suitcase. Throw out the heavy things. Take a small step. Maybe it is just a walk in the park. Maybe it is drinking a cup of tea without your phone. Maybe it is looking at a tree for 5 minutes. Start before you are ready. Life is not a factory. It is not a machine. Life is a river. It moves slowly. It has beauty in the shadows. I am sitting by my window now. The sun is going down. The red lanterns are starting to glow. Click, glow. The village is getting quiet. Stop running. Start living. The bridge is waiting for you. Can you hear the water? Swish, splash, swish. I am home. And you can find your home too. But today, it is different. I am standing in my factory. For 10 years, it was busy. Sewing machines, humming. The cutting tables, whizzing as it cut the material. The air always smelled like hot oil. But today, it is quiet. The silence is heavy. Everything feels thick. I looked at the sewing machines. My old friends. I touched the cold gray steel sewing table. My fingers trembled. A sold sign on the door. I sold my equipment. I sold my dreams. The big pandemic had came. The world stopped. The doors were closed for 2 years. Then we opened up again with hope. We purchased more equipment. The sewing machines running again. Then, without warning, high tariffs against our products. Taxes were doubled, then tripled, then again, no more orders. My desk, still and empty, once again. Now looking back, 10 years of work, gone. I am not a factory owner anymore. I am just a man with a suitcase again. But this time the suitcase is light. It is light because I have no money left. The China venture is over. I go home to our apartment on the third floor. I look at the river. The water is still moving. Swish, splash. The river does not care about tariffs. The river does not care about money. I went home to see May. May is there at our home, 3 stories up. She is packing a bag. Her face is like a stone. She does not cry. She does not scream. She just moves her hands. She folds a red shirt. She puts it in the bag. May, we must go to America and restart there without the factory, I say. My voice feels dry. May looks at me. Her eyes are dark. You go first, she says. Find a place. See if you can find work there in America. I will come later. I need to close everything here. The house, the last remaining equipment and stock. I walk to the red bridge one last time. I feel the wood under my hands. It is warm, but I feel cold inside. I look at the village. I see the old woman with the broom. I see the wind whispering through the palm trees. I don't want to leave. But the rat race is calling me back. I have rebuild. I have to fix the business. So I left for the airport. I boarded the plane. I am flying toward a past memory that I don't want to remember. The plane landed. I arrived. Old memories pop into my mind that I don't want to think about. Outside the airport, I sensed I am gravitating to the past. I searched housing solutions. It was a small apartment. It is not like China. The walls are plain. The floor is cheap carpet. Like an old motel. One bed, one chair, one lamp. I sit on the edge of the bed, my head in my hands. I am thinking of May. When she comes, we'll work together. Get the business moving again. We'll find other factories. We'll save money. We'll be happy again. After waiting 30 days, I'm counting the hours. I have a small desk. I make calls. I talk to customers trying to be the important man again. But I am tired. I am an older gentleman now. My back aches when I sit too long. My eyes burn from the computer screen. The stress builds more these days. I have put out resumes to find other kinds of work. Not one reply. Maybe I am getting too old. Maybe there's too much competition with the younger professionals. It's not my world anymore. I go to sleep. May is coming tomorrow. Finally, the day comes. May arrives. I go to the airport. I see her walking through the doors. She is wearing a long coat. She looks beautiful, but she looks far away. May stays in the apartment for 2 days. On the second night, we sit at the small table eating a meal I prepared. I was happy to cook for May as she was tired from the traveling. After eating, I made tea. I tried to make it like the village tea we always drank in China together. I poured the water. The steam rose up. It hit my glasses. I felt the heat. May ponders the scene around here. She is quiet, thinking. She does not drink the tea. She looks up at the white wall. Leo, she says. Her voice is very quiet. I'm going to my daughter's dormitory. I want to stay with her. I stop moving. My hand is still holding the teapot. What do you mean? You just arrived, I said. Why do you have to go to your daughter's right now? May replied, I think we should separate, she says. I want my freedom. I want to try something else. I feel a cold stone in my stomach. But we are married, I say. We are a team. We have been together for 15 years. May stands up. She picks up her bag. The love is waning, Leo, she says. In China, I learned that women measure a man by his success. Like a tree. If the tree has fruit, the birds stay. No fruit, the birds fly away. My tree has no fruit now. I have no money. I have no factory. In May's eyes, the road is finished. A memory for the good years. She only sees the empty bank account of today. I cannot stay in this apartment. It is too expensive for one man with no money. I'll move to a small room in a shared house. I'll share a kitchen with strangers. I enter and walk down the hallway. The floorboards squeak. I open the door to my room. It is very small. There is a bed, a small desk, and a window that looks at a brick wall. I sit on the bed. I feel the springs move under me. Boing. I look at my hands. They are older now. They have wrinkles. They are the hands of a man who worked for 15 years in a foreign land and came back with nothing. I am alone. I am experiencing single man syndrome. The room is too quiet. There is no sound of knitting needles. Click, clack. There is no sound of tea being poured. There is only the sound of the heater on the wall. I look at my phone. I want to call her. I want to say, come back. We can be poor together. But I know the answer. In her mind, the fire is out. There is no use going back to a cold fire. We still talk on the phone. Sometimes we meet for coffee. We sit in a loud cafe. Clatter, clatter go the spoons. S goes the milk steamer. Is there hope? I ask her. I reach across the table. I want to touch her hand. She moves her hand away. She picks up her spoon. Clink. No, Leo, she says. I am content. I am happy to be here. I have my working visa because of our marriage. I have my own pathway now. I feel a sharp pain in my heart. It is like a needle. Poke. I thought Chinese culture was marry for life, no matter what. I thought she would stay for love and country. But I see that I was wrong. That was the older generation. The new generation is practical. They focus on the future, not the past. I am thinking, when she is looking at me, does not see her husband. Maybe she only sees a gentleman from her past. She sees a business venture that failed. She says she does not hate me. It's more about her not needing me anymore. That is a harder pain to carry than hate. I guess no money, no honey. I've spent 5 months alone in my small room. So, I sit at the small desk, laptop open. I am trying to build the customer facing side of the business. I send emails. Tap, tap, tap. I talk to factories in China. Can you make this for a lower price? I ask. Yes, they say. I am trying to job out the work. I want to sidestep the costs. I want to be smart. Maybe in a year, the business will recover. Maybe I will have money again. But then I look in the mirror. I see my gray hair. I see the tired lines around my eyes. I realize that even if the money comes back, May will not. To a Chinese woman of this generation, once the door is closed, it is locked. They do not look back. They move forward like a train on a track. I think about another woman. I shake my head. No, it is not in the cards for me. I am tired of the chase. I am tired of the rat race. I am tired of trying to prove my value with a dollar sign. I begin to think about the future. I am an older gentleman. Maybe I should not try to build a giant empire. Maybe I should prepare for semi retirement. I sit in the shared kitchen. I drink a glass of water. Glug, glug. I think about the village. I remember the river. I remember the red bridge. I remember the smell of the jasmine tea. In America, everything is about more. More money, more work, more speed. In China, in that village, life was about enough. I have a visa for China. I can return anytime for business. I think about my plan. Maybe I will work here for 6 months. I will talk to the customers. I will make the deals. And then I will go to China for 6 months. I will live in a small room by the water. I will enjoy a simpler lifestyle. I don't need a big factory. I don't need a big staff. I just need my rocking chair and a view of the trees. Now I realize my heart is broken. I will not lie to you. It is a heavy weight to carry. 15 years of my life are tied to that country and to that woman. Sometimes I wake up in the dark. I forget I am in America. I reach out my hand. I expect to touch the stone wall of my cottage, but I touch the dry, white wall of the Airbnb. Thump. I feel a deep sadness. It is like a dark rain inside my chest. Drip, drip, drip. But then I look at my map. I look at the world. If not China, maybe Vietnam? I hear the air is warm there. I hear the coffee is strong. Maybe the Philippines? I hear the people are kind and the ocean is blue. I am a man of the world now. I have fallen for the East. I have fallen for the slower pace. I have fallen for the culture that understands the silence. I look out my small window at the American night. I see the moon. It is a waning moon. It is getting smaller every night. I realize that my marriage is like that moon. It was big and bright, and now it is disappearing. I cannot force the moon to be full again. I have to accept the darkness. I realized that May was a chapter in my book. It was a long chapter. It was a beautiful chapter. But the page has turned. Flip. She is content. She is building her pathway. I must be brave enough to build mine, too, even if I am building it alone. Even if I am building it in a small room with a shared kitchen. I take a deep breath. I feel my lungs fill with air. Hiss. I am still alive. I am still Leo. My business is small, but it is mine. My room is small, but it is my sanctuary. I begin to save my pennies. I put a coin in a glass jar. I am focusing. I am preparing. I am not running anymore. I talk to May on the phone. I am going back to China soon, I tell her. That is good, Leo, she says. Her voice is polite. It is the voice of a stranger who knows my secrets. I do not feel the rat race pressure anymore. I do not feel the need to have a high salary to keep a woman. I only need enough to buy a bowl of noodles and a cup of tea. There's more to come. If you liked what you saw, you can watch the rest of the story on long form over at the Moving Retirement channel. This is a mini-series of my personal attachment to working in China and marrying May, my Chinese wife. Stay tuned for there's more to come. The story's not over yet. If you like, you can jump right over to the up-and-coming business series of the storyline over the last 15 years. That's a deeper series. At the time of recording, it's not posted yet, but it's coming. If you're watching this a little down the road, you will find it there on the Moving Retirement channel. Please like and subscribe as you go. Your comments are always interesting to read. I love to share what I'm doing, and I would love to hear your input. I'd be happy to get back. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.